Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Lobotomy by Titan Forge Games, where we're about to continue with our scenario Asylum Field Day. This is episode 2 and we're going to crack on. Our first player is Beatrice, and as you can see, she's got her first player token over there. Now, the reason why I'm showing the player area is what I'll be doing at the start of every sort of turn is I'll focus on the player area, because what we'll have to do is if we've used any of these skills, they'll have a cooldown marker on them and we'll have to move the cooldown marker down. I just find it easier if I do it at the start of the character phase for all of the characters, and then I know I'm not going to miss anybody. But as it stands, we haven't used any of our skills yet, so we don't have to do that. But Beatrice, she's going to be next, so let's get into the character phase. And here we are with Beatrice. She's actually got the purple base there. We'll just move this door out of the way. We'll just put it to the side for a second so we can actually see what's going on. She's on the same space with Bernhard and also that mental patient. So we're going to attack the mental patient with her first action. Now, are we going to use a skill or are we going to use the kitchen knife? I think what we will do is we will use a skill, and what we're going to do is we are going to use Psycho Gambler, which is an attack. So that is going to cost us an action point because we're attacking, and we roll 2d6. The result is the number of the dice that we're going to use for the attack, and remember, if we get less than 6, then of those 6 dice we'll get precision on them. We don't use a weapon with it, so we're just using the Psycho Gambler skill itself. So what I'll do is I'll grab one of these markers, and because it's going on a cooldown, it's going to go on a cooldown of 4. So pop that back here. So that's on cooldown, and we're actually going to attack. So we'll go across to our arena, because I can't really put the dice tower on here. There's just too much stuff and it'll just knock everything everywhere. So we'll just pop off to one side and we'll do the rolling there. And here we are at the dice tower. So first of all, we're using Psycho Gambler. So we're going to pick 2 of these dice and we're going to see how many attack dice we're going to be able to roll. So let's roll. And we're rolling 9. So that's a 5 and a 4 there. So we're going to be rolling 9 dice, so we'll keep those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9d6, and we're attacking the mental patient, remember? So let's roll the dice and see what we get. So we've got 2 5s there. So those are a hit. Remember, Beatrice, she hits on a 3+, so it'd just be easier to take out the ones that haven't hit. That 2 didn't hit, and these 2 2s didn't hit. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice which have hit. Sorry, a bit of a coughing fit there. I've just had to edit out. So we've got 6 hits. So the mental patient has 1 defense. So he gets rid of the lowest hit. So the lowest hit was a 3. So that is still 5 hits though, and the mental patient has 4 health. We have killed the mental patient. So we get hold of his mini. There you go. He has been killed. We'll put him over here with the rest of his mental patient mates. And what that means is we can immediately go to Psycho Gambler, because we killed that particular monster, and the cooldown goes down immediately. So it goes down from 4 to 3. So that is an excellent start. Brilliant. So we can go back to the board now, because Beatrice still has a couple of action points. And remember, in killing that mental patient, we have achieved our first progress point. We need to kill another 4 mental patients, as well as all the other objectives that we have. Okay, back to the board, back to Beatrice. And here we are back at the board with Beatrice. We'll just move this door back, because the first thing she's going to do here is she is going to try and open that door now. So that's going to cost her an action. And we're going to have a look in the bag and see what this door is all about. And we've picked one, and we'll flick it over, and it's yet another locked door. So we've got another locked door here. We'll get rid of that, and we'll pop that down there so we know it is locked. Now what we could do now is we could try opening that door, but I see no reason to at the moment, so we'll keep it locked for the moment, and we may well try and open it later on. Now she's still got an action point left, and I don't particularly want her to move, so I'm just going to have a quick think about what she's going to do. Okay, I'm back. What she's going to do is she's going to trade, and she can trade with Bernard because they're on the same space. And what she's going to do is she is going to give her kitchen knife to Bernard. So he now has 2 really good weapons. Remember, he can dual wield. So we'll pop that with his broken glass over here. So that'll be cool. Does mean that Beatrice doesn't have a weapon, but we'll try and get Helena to her space and give her the club. So, or she might even give her the gas pipe, we'll see. Right, oh, so that is it for Beatrice's go. Next up, it will be Nicholas Jackson. And here we are with Nicholas. Now, he's got 3 action points, and he's going to spend them all on movement because he's going to be a bit of bait. He's going to be a bit of bait for the team. So Nicholas is going to go 1 to here, 2 to here, and then 3 to here, which you see puts him in the way of that nurse and that scavenger. What he's going to be able to do there is, obviously the nurse will be able to move into his space, and the scavenger, who can move 2, he's going to stop in that space because Nicholas is there. It does mean that he's able to cover off Bernard and Beatrice, who would have been in a space that could have been attacked by the scavenger. But yeah, Nicholas has got really good defence. Now, he may take a bit of a beating, but we do have Helena coming up behind him, and remember, she has a special ability called Faith Healing, so I'm not too bothered if I don't think he'll get knocked out. I hope not, but yeah, I don't mind if our friend Nicholas takes a bit of a shoeing here. We should be able to heal him, and then we'll be in a position to kill a scavenger and a nurse next turn. So that's what we're looking at. So he's moved there. That is it for Nicholas. He's not going to do anything else. Next up, it is Helena Swan. And here we are with Helena. She's got 3 action points. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. So she's going to end up here as well. She can't hand the club over because she's run out of action points. But at least she is on the same space as Beatrice, so we should be able to do that next turn. Okay, so that is it for Helena and her go. And that means we've just got 1 character left, and that's Bernard. And here we are with Bernard. What's he going to do? Well, he's going to use a couple of his skills. Let's go for it. So, first of all, he's going to use a action point to attack. Remember, he's got 4 action points. He's going to use it to use hit and run. There's no additional cost. It's just the cost of the attack. And he can use his weapons, and he gains 2 range and an extra attack die. But in addition to this, he's also going to use dual wield. So he's going to use the kitchen knife and the broken glass. He's going to attack with 2 different weapons as 1 action. So this is going to cost him an action to attack, and because he's using this as well, it's still going to cost him 1 action because there's no additional cost. Yeah, so that 1 action he can attack. You can use hit and run with 2 weapons by combining these 2. That's the way I understand it, and that's the way I'm playing it. So we'll put 2 cooldowns on here. Quite low cooldown, so he should be a bit of a beast. Yeah. So I'll just put these back. Right, those both have a cooldown on them. Now hit and run, he essentially like runs, attacks, and then goes back to where he was. Okay. So who is he going to attack? He's going to attack the scavenger or the nurse. I think what he'll do is he will attack the scavenger. Yeah, so he's attacking this guy. He's running up, quick attack, and then he's going to come back, run back, essentially. So let's get over to the dice tower and see how he gets on. And here we are at the dice tower. So he's going to be using 2 weapons because he's using dual wield. So he gets 5 dice from the broken glass, and he gets 4 dice from the kitchen knife. I'm going to use 2 different colours here because if we roll 1s, then we've got to take a durability off the weapon. So this is going to be the broken glass, and 4 green dice, these are going to be the kitchen knife. But we also get 1 additional die. I'm going to give that 1 additional die to which has got the best durability. The kitchen knife has got the best durability, so that is going to get the additional die. Because you get an additional die for hit and run, I don't think we get 2 additional dies. I don't think we get 1 for each weapon. I think we just get 1. So we've got to choose, obviously, which one we're going to give it to. We'll give it to the kitchen knife because it's got a better durability. Okay, so 10 dice. And what does he hit on? Now he needs a 5+, unfortunately. So come on, Bernard, let's be having it. So what have we got there? Right, well, we've got 1-1, and that was on the broken glass. So I will put I'll put 1 of these on the broken glass. So that's a bit of a downer. We've got 1 durability on the broken glass already. In fact, what I'll do is I'll use a die. It'll be easier to use a die. So that has got 1 durability on it, and I think we've got another one there. So there's another durability, but that one is off the kitchen knife. So bit of a downer there. 3s are misses, so those 2 missed. The 4s missed, so oh, come on. So those 2 4s missed, but these are all 5 and 6s. We got 4 hits there. Now the scavenger, he has no defense and he has a health of 3. So we have actually killed him. So that is great news. That is another progress. And we can take the scavenger off the board. So we've now got 2 progress, 1 scavenger and 1 mental patient, which is great. So is there anything else for us that cool down? We have killed a monster and we can cool down a skill, but only 1. We can't kill, because we use 2 skills there, we can't cool them both down. So it's either the dual wield or the hit and run. So I think what we'll do is the hit and run. So that will go down to 2. The dual wield, you know, it's nice, but we can always attack with a single weapon. So we'll get the hit and run back, which is useful as a ranged attack. Okay, so he's ran up, he's killed that scavenger, and then he's run back to where he was. Let's get back to the board and see what he's going to do next. And here we are back at the board. Still got 3 action points, remember? So he's going to move 1 and then 2 back to here. remember where he ran up to attack the scavenger. He's going back there, and he's got one action left. Now, he is one away from the nurse, but the nurse is also one away from Nicholas Jackson. They both have 9 health as it stands, so we'll get to choose. But, so obviously we'll have her attack Nicholas because he has got 2 defence. So he'll be better to be attacked. But, yeah, what Bernard's going to try and do now is he's going to have a look at that door for an action. So we're going to find out if this door is also locked, because everything seems to be locked in this place. So let's have a look, give it a quick shake, and we'll pick one out from the bottom. There we go. And what have we got here? It's open. So we do have an open door. So we'll take this out of the bag, and I'll leave it on one side. I'll put it back in the tray. So there we go, that can go in there. And that means that door is open now. So that door is totally open. There's a body in that room just beyond it. And it also means our friend the mental patient is now going to start coming this way. He doesn't have to go through, I don't know if you can see it, there's actually an open door here that didn't have a ghostly outline. But now it's quicker for him to come through here, which didn't have a door, and actually come out this way. But that's not a problem because there's only one of them. So we'll take him on, no problem. So that is it for Bernard's go. Yes, he used hit and run, killed the scavenger, then he moved 2 spaces, so that's 3 action points, and then he checked the door and the door was open. And that is the end of his turn. That is the end of the character phase. Next up is the monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase. So I haven't pulled the camera back. Monster movement, I'm going to do that off camera. It just makes it a lot easier. And we may as well focus in on all of our characters because they're all pretty much in the same area of the board. Okay, right, monster phase. That means we get the horrible monster deck. Let's give it a shuffle and then a cut. And see what we get. The Dark Passenger. It doesn't sound good. Characters may roll an imagination test. Success, you recover 2 sanity. 2 insanity. Fail and you lose an insanity. Well, you know what? We're not bothered because we're alright on insanity at the moment. 3 of our characters are on 1. But, you know, that's not bad. If we were near, you know, going sane, then I might do that, but we'll leave it. Now, we've got the green star here. That's bad news because we are going to lose one of our progress points. So we've got to choose whether to lose the mental patient or the scavenger, yes? What we're going to do is we're going to lose the scavenger. The reason we're losing the scavenger is I think they're slightly easier to kill. Mental patients are pretty hard to kill. Not only have they got high health at 5, they do have a defense as well, so that makes them a lot harder to kill. So we'll keep him in the bag, our mental patient that we've killed, and we'll lose the progress point for the scavenger. And let's move on then. We do not get a memory shrine, and more importantly, we do not get warden movement, which is good. We only get 1 spawn, and that is a nurse. So we've got to find out where that nurse is going to go. Let's bob across to the... well, we've got monster movement first. I'll do the monster movement, and then we'll bob across to the dice tower, and we'll see where that nurse is going to go. Okay, I'm back. Just to quickly go through the movement. The mental patient moved 1 to here. The scavenger moved 2. He's here. He's getting towards the central tile and across here. Up in B quadrant, the scavenger that was in the guard room, he's come out of the guard room. Remember though, he can't use his second movement point because he had to ooze through that door and he's a basic monster. The mental patient here he's moving along that way towards Bernard. The nurse has moved into the same space as Nicholas and we'll get to attack him shortly. And down here, this scavenger moved too, so he's coming up round the corner to try and catch us around the back. He hasn't gone through that door because that door up here is locked, remember. Okay, anything else? Yes, the scavenger down here, he moved too. He's coming out of this open door and he's heading towards us as well. The mental patient moved from here to right next to the door and he'll come out of that door next turn and head towards us. The nurse that was down here at reception, she's moved one more. She's going to come up this way as well. And the scavenger that oozed out of the door last turn, he can move 2 this turn because he doesn't have to go through a door, so he's gone 1, 2. So that is the movement. We have to place a nurse now. So we will use a D4 and a D12 and see where she is going. And she is going to A11. So pick up a nurse mini and A11. Ooh, that's right up here. So that's not too bad. At least it wasn't B quadrant. Okay, we've sorted that out. Now, we've got to look if any monsters are on the same spaces as characters. And yes, poor old Nicholas has got a nurse who's like stomped along the corridor to say, "What do you think you are doing, Mr. Jackson? Why aren't you in your isolation cell?" So let's sort that out. So they're up here. So they're on the same space here. But we've got the dice tower here, so we'll just use this here. And we're up against the nurse, so we'll get the nurse's card out. Now, she has 6 dice. So she's going to attack with 6 dice. But she needs a 4 or better. And looking at Nicholas, he has 2 actual defense, but does he have anything else that can help him? He does have hibernation, but he'd have had to have used that on his turn because it sort of lasts the rest of the round, and he didn't. So can't use that. Just having a look at his special ability. No, that's unstoppable. That's okay. It doesn't apply. So it's a question of we roll 6 dice and we take 2 successes off should they get them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a 4 or better, isn't it? We need a whiff. Ooh, there's a whiff there. So that's 1. 3 1s. Brilliant. 3 1s. 2 3s miss. Oh, this is brilliant. There was 1 6, but she doesn't have precision. So if it was precision, then it would ignore defense. But she hasn't got precision, so that is soaked up by his defense. So now you can see why we're using Nick. We're going to use Nick to, if we have to take an attack, where possible, we're going to have Nick take it because of his excellent defense. So he's managed to dodge the nurse, and that is the end of this particular game round. So what we're going to do is going to move on into the next game round. We'll play one more, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, so let's get into the character phase of round 3. And here we are at the character phase. So, as I said, we're going to show all the characters because I'm going to do all the cooldowns at the same time. Then I don't forget anybody because it's dead easy to do the cooldowns for whoever's going to go first. And then they get involved in a fight or a scrap or something. Then you move on to the next character and forget. So we'll do it all at the same time. First things first though, we've got to move the first player token. So Nicholas will be going first next turn. He's got no cooldowns. Helena's got no cooldowns, but Bernhard has. He's got 2, so his dual wield is going to go down to 2, and his hit and run is going to go down to 1. So he's nearly got hit and run back, so that's great. And, oh, if you're wondering what those 2 die are there, did mention it. There is 1 durability damage on both the broken glass and the kitchen now. We move across to Beatrice. She used her Psycho Gambler, and she goes down 1 as well. So that is down to 2 on the cooldown. So long as you manage to kill something when you use an ability, that's really helpful, because it you can speed up the cooldowns. So so long as you can keep killing stuff very quickly, then we're in good shape. Okay, so that is it for cooldowns. Nicholas is our first player. We'll get back to the board and we'll see what he's going to do for this particular round. And here we are with Nicholas. And he is obviously going to attack the nurse that is in his space. He can't move anywhere because he's got a monster with him. He hasn't got a special ability like Bernhard has. So he has to stay there and he has to fight. He's going to use his wrench, which is going to give us 5 dice. And all those are about losing durability, opening, either fixing weapons, that sort of thing. So he hasn't got any particular special ability for fighting with it. Just the 5 attack dice. So he's going to use his first action, and hopefully we can like kill her. But she does have 1 defense, and she does have a lot of health. She's got 5 health, so we can't actually kill her. Saying that, the best we could get is 4 hits with 1 hit. But we'll try. We'll go across to the dice tower, and we'll see what we can do. And here we are at the dice tower. So I think we'll use the green dice. They were pretty good for us last time, weren't they? Those were the kitchen knife ones. So we need 5 of those dice. So we've got 5 green dice here. And Nicholas hits on a 4+. But we've got to remember she has got 1 defense. So we need more than 4s. Come on, 4s are better. Well, we got 2 3s, which are crap. So we didn't hit with those. But we got 2 4s and a 6. Now we lose one of those 4s because she's got defense, which is unfortunate. What I could have also done is I could have spent an insanity to roll one of these, which is a chaos die. As you can see, the skulls mean extra hits, and the +1 that's on here means +1 to each of the dice in the tray. But yeah, I want to save insanity if I can. So all we got was 2 hits there, so we'll just put 2 hits on her. We've still got 2 of our actions to go, and we're going to do exactly the same. So 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to attack again. We didn't roll a 1 there, so no durability damage. Attack again. Come on, you can do it, Nick. So we did get a 1 there. We got 2 1s. But even though we got 2 1s, we only lose 1 durability. Yeah. So we'll use a die. And his wrench is down to 5 durability. The 3 missed. We got 2 hits, but she's got 1 defense. So we only get 1 extra hit on her. So that's 3. And we need 2 more. What we're going to do now is we are going to add the chaos die. I was hoping, you know, if we only needed 1 more or something like that, I'd have risked it for a biscuit. But in fact, no, I won't. The reason I'm not is we do have, he's first player, Nick. We've got Helena, who's going to come into that space. We've got Beatrice, who's going to come into that space. So just so long as he gets a lot of hits onto the nurse, the others can come up and finish her off. So he's just going to roll 5 dice again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come on. Final attack with your wrench. 4+, please. And we got another couple of 1s. And a 3, which was rubbish. But a 4 and a 6. The 4 is stopped by her defense, but the 6 isn't. So we've got 4. We've got 4 damage on her, so that's not too bad. Okay, so that nurse in his space has got 4 damage. I'll leave the damage here because I don't think we'll be fighting anything else this turn. hope. So I think we can just leave it there and I can track it that way. Okay, so that is it for Nicholas's go. And he rolled another 1, didn't he? So unfortunately his wrench is taking a bit of a beating. Okay, so that is it for Nicholas. After Nicholas, it is Helena Swan. And here we are with Helena Swan. She's got the yellow base there. First thing she's going to do is trade. She's going to trade with Beatrice, because remember, Beatrice currently does not have a weapon. So she's going to give Beatrice the club, because Beatrice looks like the sort of person who would have a stick with a nail in it. So there we go. She is going to give that to Beatrice. So she does have a weapon now. For her second action, she is going to move into here. So she's in there now with, in fact, she's sort of taking over from Nick. So, out of the way, Nick. I'll deal with the nurse. So she is going to attack the nurse here. She will be attacking with a gas pipe, I think. We'll go across to the dice tower. I'll have a quick look at Helena's skills. She may use a skill, I don't know. And we'll see how the combat pans out in a moment. And here we are over at the dice tower. Now, I've had a look at her skills. She could use hypnotising eyes, for example. But considering we've got 4 damage on the nurse already, we're okay. We've got Beatrice coming up behind us as well, just in case. So we'll just stick with the old gas pipe here, which is going to be 5 dice. And we're just going to wail upon the nurse here. In fact, we'll use a different dice because they started going crap, didn't they? The green ones. So we'll use these nice brown ones. So 5 dice. And Helena also needs a 4+. And we'll take one of the successes off because of the defence. But come on, let's just have a good roll. And we've got a couple of 4s there. We've got a 6 there. I think this is enough. So we did roll a 1, unfortunately. So those 2 missed. We've got to get rid of one of these 4s because of the defence. But 2 hits still went through. That is enough to kill the nurse. So we can get rid of the nurse off our space. Here's the nursey. So we have another progress point because we have one of the nurses. So as it stands, we've got 1 mental patient and 1 nurse. We did kill a scavenger, but unfortunately, we had to lose him because of the movement card we got. So we can do a cooldown because we killed a monster. However, she's got nothing on cooldown, so we'll just leave that. And it's all because she's done the killing. It's only her that can cool down one of her skills. So she moved. She did. What was it she did? I think that is it, isn't it? Yes, she traded for 1 action point. She moved for a 2nd action point, and she attacked for her 3rd action point. So that is it for Helena. Next up is Bernhard. And here we are with Bernhard. Good thing about Bernhard is he has a extra action point, and we're going to use that to our advantage because he's going to use 2 of them for movement. So he's going to go 1, 2 into here. He's only 1 away from that mental patient there that's just hiding behind the door, but there is a body here. So what we're going to do is he's going to use his 3rd action point to search the body. Do not be a spawn, and it isn't. It's equipment. So those keys, they stand for equipment. We'll get the equipment deck and put that back in there. So we get the equipment deck, and what can he carry actually, Bernhard? He can carry it, can't he? He's got the broken glass and the kitchen knife. Yeah, he's only got 2 things. So even if it's a large piece of equipment, he will be able to pick it up, do a cut, and see what he found on the body. Oh my god, it looks like a gimp mask. Leather mask. When a monster on your space is defeated, place a token on its monster card. Discard this card to attack with one of the marked monster's attacks for free. And this has got 1 durability. I don't think that is too good, actually. I don't think that is too good. I mean, we'll keep it. Unfortunately, it's not armour, I don't think. I don't think it's armour. So we'll put it there, but at least he'll look horrific in it. Okay, so yes, so he moved 2. He used an action point, his third action point, to actually search that body for its leather mask, and he's got 1 action point left. He's going to move back 1. So he's going to go back 1. The reason for that is the mental patient has only got 1 movement point, so he won't be able to catch him. There is a... Can't say, this is one of the few light spaces, but there is a white line here, which means that the mental patient will not be able to catch him up. Okay, so that is it for Bernard, and that means it's only Beatrice to go. And here we are with Beatrice. All she's going to do is move, but she's not going to run. We don't need her to go 5 spaces. We just need her to go a couple, and... well, 3. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. And she'll be just fine there. The scavenger won't be able to reach her. He's just out of shot, but he won't be able to reach her. And that mental patient can't. So unless the scavenger gets an extra activation or something, we should be okay there. Alright, well actually we'll move these guys up a bit as well. And there we go. Right, so we're doing pretty well here. We're moving around in a tight group, and we're watching each other's backs, and we've managed to kill 3 actual monsters already, which is great. The nurse took a bit of, like, it was a bit of, we had to double team the nurse, but we got there in the end. Okay, good stuff. Right, monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase. So we need the movement deck. We'll give it a shuffle and a cut as we normally do. Obviously you don't need to, in a normal game you wouldn't need to shuffle, but I like to shuffle when I'm videoing. So what do we get? No event this time, so that's pretty cool. However, we do get a blue star, which is appalling. Because what does that do? I'll tell you what the blue star does. It takes away 3 progress points. Yes, so all of our progress points have gone. Yeah, we lost 1 last turn because of the green star. That was the scavenger, but we've lost the mental patient and the nurse this time. Remember I told you this was a difficult game? So there you go. Yeah, we've got to get 5 scavengers. We've got to kill 5 mental patients, we've got to kill 4 nurses, and we've got to get 5 lockers, and we've got to get 5 of those memories. Yeah, we will be very lucky if we manage to do it. And the reason is cards like that. There are a lot of green stars, there are a lot of blue stars in these decks, and you know, if you get blue stars taking 3 away all the time, you've only got 12. You know, if it rules as written, you've only got 12 on your scenario track. You know, and how many of that? That was 19. You've got to get 29 things. You've got to kill 19 monsters, and you've got to get 10 either memories or locker items. So that's a lot. That is a lot. 29 items. So yes, see how you can struggle to win this game. One good thing though is we do get a memory shrine. That's going to come out. We'll roll for that in a second. We do not get warden movement. Then we'll get a mental patient and a nurse. Okay, so let's put the shrine down. We need the D12 and the D4. Where is the memory shrine going? We could do with it, you know, quite close to us. Whoop, that's fell out. So we get B11. Oh, that's on one of our spaces. We needed a bit of luck, I think. Yes, it's on Bernard's space. That is great. Great news. So he's got an opportunity to pick that up immediately next turn. We got a bit of luck there. Excellent. Yeah, excuse me, coughing fit again. I hope my voice isn't too bad and you're able to understand me, and there's not too much sniffing and stuff going over the airwaves to you. Right, yes, so he's got a memory shrine that's just appeared in that spot. He's walked into that room and he's thought, something about this room is familiar. And he'll be able to find that out next episode, hopefully. So that's popped in there. Now, just before the spawn, we've got to move everything. So I'll move all of the monsters that are on the board and then we'll get on with the spawn. Okay, just done all the monster movement. The nurse that spawned in here, she has come out into the corridor. There's no character there, so she's not going to attack or anything. She's exhausted, remember, house rule. The mental patient, he's moved down 1. He's heading this way. The scavenger, he moved 2. And over here, mental patient moved 1. He's in the next space to Bernard, so won't be attacking. The scavenger that came out of the guard room up here, he is now in space 10. He's right next to everybody here. Down in this particular quadrant down here, this scavenger moved up 2, so he's coming into our corridor now. He's soon going to catch us up, but that's okay because we need to kill monsters thanks to this crappy bloody movement card. Who else has moved? This guy, this scavenger, he's moved to 1, 2. The nurse coming from reception, she's moved over here. This mental patient, he's left the dining room now, he's in there. And this scavenger that started over here, he's getting towards the central tile, and that is everybody. Now we've got to get a mental patient and a nurse, so we'll do the mental patient first. Suffice to say, we don't want him in B quadrant. He is in C1, so that is the mental patient. We'll grab him. He goes to C1, which is there. Fortunately, that door is locked, so this guy's going to have to come a long way around, so that's good. We'll roll again for the nurse. And she's going to C2. So she's virtually right next door. Where is the 2? So that was 1. 2 must be here, mustn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so she's there. Okay, so quadrant C filling up nicely. And we can discard that card now because we have finished the monster phase. Yes, we finished the monster phase now. Just checking we didn't have to do anything else. There would be monster combat now, but none of the monsters are on the same space. Okay, so that is the end of episode 2. How did it go? Not well. Not well. We haven't lost any health or anything, but all of our progress has been wiped out. Just like that. Just like that. As I mentioned briefly before, we were doing really well until we got all our progress wiped out. We had 3 monsters off our objectives. We were... not only were they counting to our objectives, it's always good to get rid of monsters off the board, because if they're off the board, then they're not building up. And that's what generally happens, is you've got to remember, you've got to keep your throughput of killing monsters, because you will always spawn monsters. And if you don't kill a set amount each turn, you're just going to get more and more and more monsters on the board. So as well as having to complete your objectives, you've got to kill monsters. Fortunately, in this particular scenario, which makes it one of the, if not the easiest one of the easiest, is your objectives are killing monsters as well. So you're doing 2 things that you have to do anyway. But yeah, in other scenarios, it's almost like an unspoken objective that you've got to keep the monsters down. Because once the monsters get over a certain level, well, you're just screwed, because you can't move anywhere unless you've got special abilities. And even if you've got special abilities, you know, they go on to cooldown after you've used them. So you've got to keep the monsters down as well. So there's always loads of stuff that you've got to be aware of in this game, and you've got to keep a lid on, and killing monsters is one of them. So yes, that was a pretty awful episode, really. We've lost 3 progress points. Remember, we need 29 in total. You know, when you count up exactly what we've got to do, you've got 29 things that you've got to achieve. We achieved 3 and we lost them straight away. Yep, so there you go. It just goes to show how difficult this game is, even with my house rules. Okay. Anyway, other than that, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying the game. It's good. You know, it was nice to pull that combo with Bernhard where he went up and he was able to use 2 of his abilities to kill that scavenger. That was really cool. So you could do all those sort of things, and they're very satisfying to achieve. Somebody will probably come on and say I couldn't do it, but I'm allowing it. But yeah, doing something like that, that's what makes this game really, really good. It's a bit unfortunate that despite our good play, and I think we've played well, we've got nothing for it. But I suppose that's the theme of the game, isn't it? Okay, right, so that was episode 2 of Lobotomy and Asylum Field Day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the likes and the dislikes. You are too kind. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the help and support. That's amazing as ever. Anybody who has gone across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. Similarly, anybody on BGG who has liked the video threads, Drop Geek Gold, made a comment, thank you so much. Followers on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, thank you too. Any errors, please let me know, and I will do my best to try and fix them before next episode. Because I'm doing sort of 2 rounds, 2 turns, whichever way around it is, an episode, obviously some things I may have to let slide. So, but if I can do something that won't compound the error, I will try and do that before we start the next episode. Righto, I think that is it. Yes, that is it for episode 2. I hope you join me for episode 3. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.